that are unable to join us live. And I am going to share my screen. All right, hold on. I practiced this. Share screen. There it is. See, let's see. Here we go. Share. All right. Now, you guys, here's the deal. I have this presentation. This is just to give us structure, okay? Like, this is going to be very high level. Everybody on this call is coming from various interest levels. So I am going to be keeping this super, super high level. But at the end, we'll have a Q&A. Here at the end, I'm going to hand it over to a few different people who are on the call to kind of give their perspectives, because you're not going to want to hear me talk the whole time. So just keep this in mind, that as we go through, it's going to be from a high level. Totally encourage your questions, put them in chat, because I have some people from my team who are going to be moderating that chat feature. They can either answer as they know it, or we can go ahead and address it after this kind of formal presentation. But again, this is just to give us some structure so that I can kind of keep my ducks in a row. All right, here we are. We're talking about the Scout and Cellar opportunity. The first thing that I want to do is explain why we exist. And it is because of this fabulous lady here. Her name is Sarah. She is from Texas. She was a former litigator. She's an attorney. She was studying to become a wine expert. So here I am in the wine industry. And I don't even know how to say that word. I think that it's like sommelier, sommelier, something. I don't know. I'm always messing it up. So I'm just calling her a wine expert. But in a nutshell, she was studying to do that just because she liked wine. She was getting headaches. She was getting sick. She started doing a lot of research into wine, found out that winemakers can put, I'm not saying all of them can or all of them do, but they can put a whole bunch of stuff into wine and not even disclose it to us. So she's finding all of this out. So again, in a very high level, she set out to create this business where she's distributing wine that is free from all the additives, free from all the chemicals, free from all of the junk. Her and a brilliant team of marketing people, they called this and they trademarked it clean crafted wine. And here's the reason for that. So there were labels, and she said that she drank organic wine, right? So organic wine, natural wine, clean wine. I don't know about you guys, but when I go to the grocery store and I pick up something, like I can see that it says natural, so there's a natural label on it, but lo and behold, it'll have high fructose corn syrup in it. So there are industry standards around some of these labels, like the whole natural, the organic, and all of that. But the thing is, she was drinking organic wine, she was drinking natural wine, and she was still kind of getting sick from it because there was no one in the industry kind of pulling it all together and making sure and testing that any one set of wine was completely free and clear from, and this is where we're different, from the grape, okay, from the organic grape to the actual glass where you're drinking it, that is completely free and clear of everything. So they trademarked that and called it clean crafted wine. She wanted to set us apart, okay? Because we're not just organic, we're not just clean, we are not just natural. We are clean crafted from the point that the grapes are grown to the point that you are drinking a fabulous glass of wine. Now, to ensure that this is not all smoke and mirrors, because I can be a little cynical myself. All of our wines, all of it, they are independently lab tested. I just got braces, so I have an excuse. They are independently lab tested twice. And that is every batch of wine. So we're not saying that, hey, 2 years ago we got this wine and they lab tested it and we're going to call it clean crafted. No, like all of the wine, it is tested twice to have that confidence in our label. All right, so again, I'm giving you super, super high level. That is what clean crafted is in a nutshell. Now you're on this call and I'm assuming that you are here because, not because you're bored and you have nothing else to do, but because you want to make some money. So let's talk about the wine industry as a whole. So the wine industry, the US wine market is $72 billion. It's growing. In comparison, you can look, I'm not going to read that to you, the beauty market, the vitamin, the supplement industry. We all know that with COVID, people are going way more towards this e-commerce model, more so than ever before. And especially the fact that the wine is sent to your home. So the average bottle price in the wine industry is $9. So when you go to the grocery store and you're getting your wine, your liquor store, what have you, that's the average price. So for an e-commerce, it's people are willing to pay more. They're paying for the advantage of having it sent to them, but also they're sitting at home from the comfort of their home. They are able to research and to just kind of look online, and they don't have to go out and about. And I mean, just in a nutshell, I think that you can just see it in the overall in the industry. People are moving towards wellness products, things that just are better for them. Now, I've talked about the wine business, right? And a couple of other things. I actually did make a couple of little notes here. Let me go back to this actually. So I don't love the term recession proof because I think that that's kind of a sticky saying. But if I were ever going to call anything recession proof, it would be alcohol. Because you guys think about it, like people want their wine, they want their alcohol for if they're sad, if they're happy, if they're going to a wedding, if they're going to a funeral. I mean, all the stuff that is happening with COVID and what have you, it's, even though there are some icky things going on with the economy, we have seen our business, and we're very fortunate with that, we've seen our business really go up because, again, people like their wine. Even in dry January, like I have, there's quite a bit, there's still some people doing it, but I would say it's less this year because, we're living through a pandemic, and the dry January is the least of my worries right now. All right, so that is the wine industry as a whole, if you will. Now, talking about you getting into this business, it comes with this business basic kit. So let's be real, talk about like the real numbers here. It's $249. So with that, you get 4 bottles of wine. And the number one thing that I hear back from people before getting into the business is, I want to try the wine first. Okay, well, if you get 4 bottles of our wine, you are going to spend around $100. So for $150 more, you guys are getting your own e-commerce business. The URL, the website, your business is live within like 10 minutes. So I mean, you could be sitting there tonight thinking, you're already thinking in your head of 5 different people who could possibly be interested in this. You sign on tonight and then boom, you've got your URL that you're able to send to people. So I just really highlight the fact that yes, you're going to get all of this wonderful branding stuff, but you guys get 4 bottles of wine. That rotates. The bottles that you see here may or may not be the ones that you're getting. I don't want to promise those. They go on rotation. The other thing is, I don't know if y'all have ever had another business where you have to manage your own website. I have before. And the cheapest that I've ever found it is $24.99 a month. So here's the deal with this, you get your website included with it. Like, you're not paying any extra fees. There is no fine print to any of this. It is $249 in, you get your wine, and then you get all of your other stuff. And then I'm going to talk here in a second about when you join this month, there are actually 2 bonuses that you get with signing on as a consultant this month. All right, fine. So talked about actually joining the business. Now, how do you make your money and what are the perks? The screen right here, especially this commission, is your basic commission schedule. And this is, again, this is at a very high level. There are no ifs, ands, or buts about what you see here. If you want to level up and make even more money, then we need to talk about that offline, because I can send you the full kind of commission schedule that talks about like recruiting bonuses and all that. But if you're here just to spend a couple of hours a week sharing the wine with your friends, you're going to, and I cannot make any promises whatsoever, you're going to land pretty easily here in this bracket of $600 to $3,000, where you're earning 20% on that. So that means you're buying wine from yourself for yourself, right? You sell a case, you sell a wine club, you sell a 4-bottle set here and there. It's really so very easy to share it to get to the $600 mark, which is just kind of the entry level. I've got a, you've got a full-time job, you're working 50 hours a week, and we love busy people, by the way, because you don't waste your time. It's still, you guys, it's really quite easy to land in here. So at a minimum, you're getting your, your $120 a month, and maybe it's just paying for your wine. The other thing that I am not a CPA, but I have owned a consulting business before. And so I have some like real business experience with that. And you guys, having your own business and having kind of that tax write-off for having businesses is really freaking phenomenal. Like, I really, really push that down to my team to, if you take the extra step, a few minutes a day to kind of write down your mileage, write down what you did that day in terms of your expenses, your meals or whatever, guys, it really adds up. So depending on what your goals are, your goal could be, you just want to protect the money that you're kind of already making by having a business. So again, I need to be careful with that because I'm not a CPA, but I am telling you that there are really good tax benefits having your own business. All right, for the perks, this company is so really, and I get really excited and kind of lose my train of thought. And I'm not normally this excited on a Monday night, but I'm all jazzed up. This company has been so good to us in terms of providing the opportunity for you to make money. They want you to succeed. So they give you these little bonuses, right? It's called Fast Start. So when you sign on, and your enrollment month, so say you do January, so January through the 31st, when you have $600 and you put it in a tasting, again, that's kind of getting into the weeds. We're not going to do that. That's what we're here for your mentors offline. But when you sell $600 worth of product, you earn a 4 bottles tasting set. So off the bat, you're getting another $120 plus worth of wine. Now that is available for your first entire 4 months of business. Right now, we're not doing, it's still COVID. We're not doing those in-person tastings, and that's really where these are quite helpful. So you're not paying for wine if you're going to run a tasting, but these are still fantastic for, your sister Jane loves Chardonnay and she's curious what this is all about. You just got it for free in your tasting set. Go take the bottle of Chardonnay to your sister Jane, let her try it, and you're going to win her over. I mean, people try this wine and they're hooked. The other thing that we're all super, super, super excited about is that Scout and Cellar just announced their first ever incentive trip. I am so stinking proud of this company in that, you guys, this incentive trip, it is not for the elite sellers. It is for anybody. If you sign on this month, you can get it. If you sign on next month, you can get it. I will say signing on this month, let me just say this. The qualifications count as double for your recruiting. And so it just makes it a little bit easier if you were to do it, if you were to sign on this month, but you can still get it regardless. I just want to plant that seed in your head that January is where it's at. But this is another little perk that is available to you. All right, so I talked about, I can't see my time. All right, 8:18, I'm doing good. January joining bonus. This is super cool. So when you join this month, you're going to get two codes, for $20 off the first shipment of a Scout Circle membership. Now, here is why that's awesome. You can use it for yourself. So our memberships range from $89 to $289, I think. But say you just want to attract a new customer, right? You can offer them the code. You can offer them both codes if you want. It is just a tool for you to use to attract your customers. I think that's super cool. All right, I hope somebody's manning the chat because I can't even, this is taking up my full screen. So who would be perfect? Y'all, you, if you're on here, you would be perfect. Like, do you love wine? Are you already buying wine? Do you want to do better for yourself, the planet? So the other thing I didn't get into about Sarah is that she will geek out and she will cry. You'll see her cry a lot because she's super, super sweet and passionate. And like, she is really concerned about our carbon footprint. And she takes it very, very seriously. You want to earn some extra income and have some fun. We have a lot of fun on our team. So I just want to say that. All right, so I have been doing a lot of talking. We have 3 special guests tonight. We're going to talk about who we are. This is just kind of the leadership team that I have. We're not all in Nashville. There's some of us that are here in Nashville, St. Louis, Texas, kind of all over the place. But I want you to hear from 2 other people on our team. So the first one is going to be Miss Katie. Hold on, let me stop sharing. Stop share. All right. I'm going to hand it over to Katie, who is another gal on our team, and she's just going to talk for a few minutes about how she got into this business and how she works this with her full-time special education career. Take it away, Katie.
Hey, everybody. So Susie and I mean, full disclosure, we're very good friends. And she's tried a while for me to kind of join this business a couple of years ago. And so I started drinking the wine and I liked the wine and I noticed I wasn't getting headaches. It was a better wine. And so I slowly, just kind of watched her for a while and was kind of hesitant because I am a full-time teacher and, just don't have a whole lot of extra time, or so I thought. And so I was hesitant to jump into this, but obviously so glad that I did now because it's been just a fun ride so far. I will say, if you do work full-time, this is totally doable, you can spend as little or as much as you want on this business. I'll spend a few hours on the weekends. I'll spend maybe an hour every night, every other night, kind of going through things. This is all up to you, obviously, how much you want to put into this. So totally doable. I do a lot of wine tastings. Obviously, before COVID, we did a lot of in-person tastings. We do a lot of virtual tastings. I'll drop off samples to neighborhood friends. But it's fun. It's wine. And it's not like anything else that you could sell where you're having to prove, that you don't have wrinkles anymore. I mean, it's wine. So I will say it's super easy and it's so fun. These wine tastings are just fun. It's a fun girls' night in or a couples. We've had wine tastings where you have 4 or 5 couples. It's a fun time. I mean, I don't want to make it sound like, you're putting in the work and it's, you have to put in your time, but it's nothing like I've ever done before. And it's a nice little distraction from all the stress, especially this year at school, to be able to have this. And the residual income is pretty great. So,
and Katie she's become an executive manager while working full time. So I talked about how it's pretty easy to get to that $600 mark, but depending on what your goals are, you can have we're not asking you to quit your jobs, man. Like this is my full-time, this is my career, this is my job, this is what I do. I'm not saying that to you. I'm saying you do what you want to do. But Katie, you brought up another point that I forgot to touch on. When I was talking about the wine industry as a whole, the other super cool thing about our wine, it's not sold in a store. It's not going to be available at the grocery store, the liquor store, the boutique store down the street, nor is it going to be available in a restaurant. So there's not many products that can offer that solution where you are the person that they want to go to. Okay, now I'm going to hand it over to Miss Tiffany Gardner, who is kind of our resident Energizer buddy. I don't know. I don't mean to put you on the spot, sweetheart.
Thanks.
But look at her. She's just so good. She loves Scout and Cellar, and I'm going to let her tell you why.
First of all, hi, everyone. Thank you so much if you're on the call for joining. I really, really, really could go on and on and on and on all night about Scout and Cellar, but I only have just a little bit of time because we only have a certain amount of time to be on here. But I love this company like so much that honestly it can make me cry, but I'm not going to cry. I just get super excited about it. So I got into this business from Susie. She was at an event that I attended, and I am a wine snob. I absolutely love wine. And I'm going to sit here and be honest with you. It's the best wine literally that I've drank, which is why I'm here selling it, because I'm not going to sell something that I don't believe in. And it's amazing. Again, your friends, your family, your acquaintances, everyone who drinks wine. I mean, they're buying it from someone, and it's probably the grocery store. So why not let them buy it from you? And you're going to be a trustworthy person for them, and they're going to believe in you and believe in, what you're telling them. So that's just like one of the opportunities with selling this wine. The company is freaking amazing. What I love best about the company, not just the wine, but the people. Oh my gosh. Like, this is the best job I've ever had in my entire life. I've had a few jobs. I'm old. And I was in HR for a very, very, very long time. And I did like it. But thank God that I found Susie and this company, and that Sarah created this company, because it truly is amazing. It's amazing. And again, I can go on and on and on and on and on. Again, I don't have a lot of time, but you have no idea how great this company is, and the wine and everything about it. And I think Jennifer Jones is on the phone, so I'm sure she's going to tell you even more. Who's also, what's that?
She's our closer.
Yes. And I feel like she's an Energizer bunny too. So I love to listen to her and Susie
you two
and everyone.
Us to the moon.
But literally, like, it's the best thing I've ever done in my life. And like Katie said, she has a full-time job, and it is so doable. And it's so much fun, y'all. Like, it's not really a job. It's just a fun thing to be doing, especially if you love wine. I mean, why not do this? It's amazing. Like, it really is. And I'm being very calm right now. I freaking love it. I love it.
Well, you started by crying, so I knew that you were pretty jacked up. So
I'm passionate about it, but I'm trying not to make a fool of myself and cry.
No,
I'm super passionate about it.
Yes, you are.
I love it so much. And thank you for the opportunity to even let me talk, but thank you for the opportunity of introducing me to this company.
Well, thank you. Okay, we have a few minutes left. We're going to hand it over to our managing director, so Jennifer Jones, Actually, I've known her now for 2.5 years. She's my upline, and she is just great. I can't even put that all into words, but I'm going to hand it over to Jennifer and let her give us any tidbits she has, anything that she wishes to share.
Sure. Thanks so much, Susie. Thanks everybody for joining. I promise I'll make this worth your time. I'll keep this 5 minutes or less. So you just heard Tiffany thank Susie for giving her the opportunity that changed her entire life. And that's the exact boat that I sit in. I was a pharmaceutical sales rep for 20 years. I traveled extensively, have a husband that travels a ton for his job, 4 little itty bitty girls. And I was starting to feeling like I was suffocated by my job. I loved my job, or so I thought. I thought I'd be trapped there for the rest of my life, carrying a bag as a sales rep, making the same amount of money every single year, reporting to a manager every single year. I felt trapped, and I literally felt like I was being pushed underwater. My kids were all sick on different days, naturally from daycare. And then naturally someone's got strep, they're out for a week. And I was like, if I don't find a plan B, I'm going to be fired from my job simply because I'm a mother. So don't even get me started on all that stuff. But an old manager of mine from my pharmaceutical company begged me for a meeting in the morning. She's like, JJ, we've got to get together. We've got to get together. I have something I want to talk to you about. And I'm like, girl, I am busy. That was three years ago. I am too busy. She's like, trust me, this is going to be worth it. We sat down for brunch. She said the magic words: organic, biodynamic, wine. I said, I'm in. She says it's a direct sales company. I said, I'm out. No way. I'm not sleazy. I'm not slimy. I'm not one of those people that post before and afters all over. I'm not doing it. I'm not preying on my family and friends. I'm not asking my sisters. My family doesn't even drink, right? So I'm like, I'm not doing it. She's like, no, we are going to change the direct sales model. We are going to change the way people look at MLMs. We're going to do this business to business. Okay. So I was like, semi-reluctant because of the model, but 100% in because of the journey, because of Sarah, because what we're about. And at that point in my life, I was 38. I had debilitating wine side effects. I would wake up every single night after 2 glasses of Pinot Grigio, sweating, heart palpitations, really bad insomnia. Do not Google those things. The prognosis is not good. I saw all sorts of doctors, could not figure out what was wrong with me. I literally thought I was dying from lymphoma, and I'm not kidding you. I also have hypochondria. So that's a whole nother story. So lo and behold, I wasn't ill, thank goodness. It was wine. That was happening on nights I drank wine. I quit drinking altogether. It wasn't worth it for me. This company literally fell onto my lap. I can drink wine again, which, you guys, is one of the most rewarding things, is you can give wine back to people that have not been able to enjoy wine. It's all the feels, right? And then in addition to that, I started to see very quickly the unmet need in the market for clean crafted wine, AKA wine that doesn't make you feel crummy or make you fat. Just the reality, it's 40% less calories, okay? There's no added sugars. That is what makes people fluffy from drinking wine. So I started reaching out to everybody that I knew professionally, personally, in my neighborhood, my doctor, my dentist, everybody. So I picked up speed really quickly. I left my pharmaceutical job by month 6. So unlike a lot of people that are here because it's fun or it's a hobby or they love the wine, I was here for the business, and I am still here for the business. It's changed my life in every sense of the word. And I have been at the top of the company now for over 2 years. So it is my job to send the ladder back down and pull up Susie and Tiffany and Katie and everybody else till everyone on this team is at the same level that I am, because there's nowhere else for me to go. So I enjoy spending my time investing in Susie and her awesome team, which you guys can tell the energy is lit out here. And then literally just meeting with consultants and having fun, potential customers. And once this COVID stuff's over, going around and having some business events, some business discussions. So that is my story. I want you guys to see from the different speakers on this call, this can be whatever you want it to be, but what it is absolutely not is another job where you're micromanaged, where you're stack ranked, where you're stressed, where you're dreading Monday, where you have the Sunday night creeps. I used to get the Sunday night creeps, literally debilitating nausea in my gut, thinking my manager's coming in town and someone's going to be sick tomorrow, or I'm going to be sick tomorrow. Now I report to nobody. Nobody checks on me except to cheer and mentor and guide me. And that is the same vibe that this team has. So it is autonomous and anonymous, and it is truly uncapped income, whatever that looks like for you. 50 bucks a month, 5,000, 10, 50, $50,000 a month. The sky is the limit. It is really, if you are in a corporate job right now, you're not going to believe what it feels like to breathe again. And I don't care how much you love your job. It's different over here when you work for yourself. So, if anybody has questions, I know we'd be happy to answer them. I will, while you're thinking, if you have questions, I will leave you with this. Wine is a $73 billion domestic industry. I think you've heard that discussed. Wine is ubiquitous in society. Wine is going nowhere. Wine only spikes during COVID and horrible presidential years. No matter whose side you're on, it doesn't matter. Everyone's drinking more, and that will never stop. And you heard the speakers talk about the solution to the problem: clean crafted, side effects minimal, wine weight gone. Truly the most beautiful product. If you're going to drink alcohol, I mean, it's a no-brainer. So you might as well buy it from yourself and be your own best customer, because that's how we all started.
Well, thank you, Jennifer. And I will also point out that there is someone on my team who doesn't even drink. And she sells this because she is in a she's in a health practitioner office, and she doesn't drink alcohol. But just because she doesn't want to, that's her choice, and that's fine. But she also sees the value in this for people who do want to drink it.
Yes, you do not have to be a big booze hound, right? Like, she doesn't have to carry inventory. It's unlike other direct sale. Like, you don't have to have inventory. You don't have to keep wine on hand.
No.
You don't have to do anything. And then we're finding now, Susie, that you mentioned we have spritzers and other alcoholic alternatives, a gin alternative and a vodka alternative. We have branched out into those that don't even drink wine for whatever reason, but like other alcohols. So now we're attracting them as well. So I believe eventually we're going to have every single thing in your liquor cabinet with a clean crafted option. So we will be that like discussion. What Scout and Cellar are we drinking tonight? You know, we're going to have some tequila. What are we doing? So we're going to have it all.
My glass is empty, sadly.
So yeah, I mean, any questions are welcome. And if you don't have any, certainly you could just, talk with the person that invited you here. But we're all ears. And for me, not to make a wine pun, but it's really like, why not? Like, why wouldn't you is what I always like to discuss.
Yeah. Does anybody have any questions? Like what, and is there anything in particular that is a hang up or anything specific that's stopping you? Because we are all about addressing the elephant in the room. I love that Jennifer Jones brought up. See, look, I can't stop saying Jennifer Jones. She's like a resident like celebrity. JJ. No, but it is. I mean, we call out the elephant in the room, right? We are like, man, don't be the direct salesperson that's messaging people day and night. Don't be that. I mean, our founder doesn't want you to be that. So.
No, and I think
objections, and we call it out ourselves.
And I think, Susie, to your point, this is a very sophisticated group of men and women at Scout and Cellar. So, I mean, certainly there's people from all different walks of life, but many people here treat this as a business. This isn't just something to do, right? This is a business. And so when you approach things like, wow, all of a sudden overnight, I'm in the wine business. And you think about it less as a direct sales model and more as your personal baby. Like it's your baby, right? Yeah. And something that could also, feed your family and send your kids to college and give you an early retirement. So it all starts to look differently when it's a business and not yay wine, which there's nothing wrong with yay wine, but I'm not really yay wine. I'm like, let's talk business.
Right.
But you can be yay wine and we love you, but there's a million different ways to do it.
Well, and I don't know, kind of secretly, I know it's not secret, everybody's listening, but you guys, so many people get into this to just do the, because I do point out, I'm like, listen, you can get to that $600 mark and get your $120 a month, and that's fine, you do you. But then people start seeing it about how like, okay, the word easy, it's thrown around. Okay, you still, there's work involved. It doesn't just necessarily fall in your lap. But the thing that I like about this is that you see the work you do pay off. And so it gets kind of addictive, right? It's like, oh, well, man, now I want to make $500 a month. Now I want to make $1,000 a month. Like so many people on our team. So I'm like, if you just want to make your $120 a month, that's fine. That's cool. And then they come back and they're like, let's do more.
And I love how Susie's like, I mean, it's not easy, but we always joke on our team, you know, it's not like you're an ice road trucker. And it's not like, you know, you're spreading tar on a hot roof in New York in the summertime. Like those are hard jobs, right? So let's talk about like, it's like I can't even, I pinch myself. I'm like, how on earth did I end up in the wine business? I knew nothing about wine, just like you guys are talking about. Yeah. And I truly feel so blessed to be here. And we hope that you guys see that same vision. You know, again, maybe it's an extra 200 and then you get thirsty for 2,000, then 20,000. So whatever you want is good with us.
All right, any questions?
This is Tiffany.
Yeah.
I have to second the whole addictive thing because it's so fun, but I do find myself even if I'm on my computer or messaging people, or all I want to do is talk. I do love this wine so much that I just want to spread the word and spread the joy, that I find myself like, my husband's like, hey, Tiffany, do you want to take a break? I'm like, well, no, I'm having so much fun. This is so great. You know, it is such a blast. And it's changed my entire life. I love this freaking company and I love this wine. If you can take anything from this, take that. I love it.
I do too.
Okay, I actually do have a question. Whoever's going to answer it, I don't know. But what do we have as far as information to share with customers or people that are interested that kind of like proves that we're clean crafted, that we do the lab test, how we do the lab test, and that there really is no added sugars, no added anything?
Well, part of that I can address, like on our website, you can see what the, it's disclosed what the residual sugars are and what I guess that's the big thing, and the alcohol content. Whereas that's not required, and a lot of other companies are not going to even offer that to you, even if you ask. But in terms of the actual testing, there's two different places. Jennifer, do you know the places? I can't think of them.
Yeah, so one's EHT Labs in Napa, and one is at UC Berkeley. But to kind of directly address that, what I love to use when sharing it, we have this in black and white, and it's like a logo picture, and it's like talks about what's in some mass-produced wines, and it's like never, never, never will we put that in ours. We can dig that up for you. But we get a lot of questions about, well, why don't you disclose the lab tests? Why don't we know what exactly 250 additives, chemicals, pesticides, and sugars that you're testing for? And so Sarah's answer to that is always, it's proprietary, it's homegrown. Why would I share that with you so you can go rip off my Clean Crafted and get a trademark? So Cleaner Crafted or whatever it is. And then also, you have to remember we're founded by a team of attorneys. So, you know, there's not going to be a whole lot of wiggle room there. And I always go back for my customers. If I do find people that are inquisitive, I'm like, just tell me how you feel. Go off after how you feel. And then I challenge you to go have a glass of Gallo, Cabernet, or Chardonnay, and then, you know, want to take a bottle of Advil the next morning. So it doesn't come up a whole lot, but what I will do is share Sarah's grape to glass video with them when she talks about, you know, what Clean Crafted is and why she developed this. I mean, I always joke, we're a company that exists because some lady got wine headaches in her 30s. Yep. You know, that's why we're here. So
thank God for her.
I know. And then Stephanie, once you come to Scout Summit, I think you'll have which you will, you'll have a different perspective for this when you talk with the farmers. So we had, Susie, I think you've heard me share this story. Some of our farmers shared last year how Sarah no one's a fan of Sarah in Napa or Sonoma or most wine countries because she is the most stringent. She don't play. And she's really called their babies ugly by pulling the blanket off some really disgusting and horrific farming practices. So when you hear that from farmers who they got their mass-produced section, and then they have their Clean Crafted section 3 miles down the road that's like roped off with like no poison, no spray, and all this stuff. It'll become abundantly clear to you, and especially when they're like, she wouldn't even accept this one because it like the grapes were producing their own sugar. Like there was just too much sugar in it. They're like, and she sent that one back. And think about how that looks when that farmer's trying to make money, you know, and she just took food off his table. So I see both sides of it. I see the skeptical customer, but I also see the farmer who loves or hates her. So, or the winemaker.
Mhm.
So
I know the proof is in the pudding itself. I
it is.
just don't know how to answer that for somebody else. So that's
Yeah, and I always joke, I'm not in the business of convincing. You know, if you're a skeptic, you can be a skeptic. I completely respect that. But for me, I
Mhm.
know, like when I slipped a couple years ago and had a glass of Ecco Domani Pinot Grigio, I was up at 2:00 sweating and heart palpitations.
Mhm.
So yeah, I don't know. I mean, no, I guess no perfect answer.
I like your idea of field research. Field
I
research.
know, right?
That's it.
Let's see.
That's it. Yeah.
It is true. Or I always joke that my sister switched to clean crafted and lost 6 pounds in a month. And I know I can't make medical claims, but I'm like, it's my sister, so I can say it.
Yeah,
She stopped
right.
drinking that Pinot Grigio and she started drinking this. And I keep asking her to send me a before and after. And she's like, I don't want to because I don't want my friends to know. I'm like, I'll chop your head off. I just want you to pose with the wine before and after 30 days. So,
Well,
yeah, again, do your own research.
Okay, Tiffany and I both did, again, it's not a claim, but Tiffany and I both did keto starting in March. I lost 18 pounds and still
Wow.
had my wine, very much.
I mean, again, we can't make those claims,
No.
but I am living proof that I have kept the weight off and I drink a lot of wine and it has not affected my ketosis at all. So
That's amazing.
that's my
These
experience.
are personal experiences, but yes.
More amazing than the wine is that you guys have stuck with it this long. That's remarkable.
Well,
Keto, I mean.
keto-ish
Well,
for me.
it's like once you see the results, now I become addicted to that
You're keto
along with
friendly.
that wine. So
Okay, any other questions? I see an Ashley on here. Any questions from you? I see Whitney, Lindsay, Danielle, Morgan. No?
I have a drawing when you're ready, Susie.
Okay, I am ready. So, JJ, you can plug your ears for this. I'm doing a drawing for
Okay.
him who's on here.
I could care less. Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna jump off. No, seriously, I'm gonna jump off onto
Thank
something
you.
else. But Susie, you guys, thank you for don't let me scare you. Just join us. It's fun. We're gonna have a gay old time. Okay, we'll
Thank
see
you.
you guys later.
Okay, quick drawing.
All right.
that's awesome, Katie.
Yeah. Who is it? Who's the winner?
Does it say? Morgan.
Morgan.
Yay!
Who's Morgan's?
Morgan.
Okay, I need it. So Tiffany, will you give me her full address?
Yeah, I'll get all of her information for you.
Okay, because Morgan, I'll send you, you're getting a $25 electronic Athleta gift card.
Yay, Morgan.
Thank you.
Just for listening in, that's all. It's not an incentive for anything
Cute.
else, just for listening in.
I was just about to hop off too because The Bachelor's on, so I'm glad I
I
stayed.
know. I'm missing you, girl, so don't tell me anything that's happening.
Yay, thank you.
All right, I'm going to stop. I think